place a squad like Elevate and Trifecta. These are both squads that can go off and have great runs and beat a team that's, you know, within top 4. Same time too, I could see both these squads having poor games at certain times, have be the other end of the extreme and drop to a like top 12 squad possibly. That's my current feelings on these.
It's like 8 players that at any given time could be a part of a top tier roster. And then, because you got to talk about L-Town, runner-up for the 2016 Halo World Championship, right? Spartan, I mean, this guy placed 3rd at Worlds. Also, I believe, what was it, 2nd at Pro League Finals in Denver. Shooter, I believe that was a 3rd place finish for him at Denver Finals as well. Was a part of Splice, was a part of that Splice roster that, you know, went on, that started to go on a tear, and then kind of evolved from there. Rain was a part of Envy for a little while, had some success there. Sabinator Falcated, anytime like you say their name, they're usually attached to some, you know, top team. Musa, part of Straight. Brian Noob, again, like any of these players at any point in time could have been in the top 4 team and have performed very well. It's just kind of like weird how it shook up, right?
They've all had different ups and downs and had different levels of success. With that being said, though, like I said, I called out earlier where I was like, yeah, Elevate coming in this event, I thought they'd be a team that could possibly be a top 4 team, also have a chance to lose that, you know, a team through 9 through 12. I don't know if that's really the case anymore. Elevate has really proven themselves to me so far this tournament. They've shown up in every single match they played. They've fallen short in a couple, but at the same time too, they have played so well. So I think we will see a repeat of the previous time we saw these 2 teams match up. I think it's gonna be a 3-0 or a 3-1 in the favor of Elevate.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully for Trifecta fans out there, fans of Brian Noob and, you know, all these other players, they do not want to see that happen. But now it's time to jump into the game as we have Plaza Strongholds and immediately the Camo going right to Spartan, and basically he got that one unimpeded. He was able to get that with relative ease.
Yeah, I was actually a bit surprised. It felt like he almost prematurely used his thrust, but ended up getting away just fine in bomb center. I think that's a lot of things due to L-Town, who got double kill off the start.
Man, that hurts to lose that Camo, pick it up early on. He wasn't really able to make much use of that, besides maybe 1 kill, and then ends up getting back-whacked. But Elevate, though, are able to get the nest. They're gonna lose the yard, so the scoring's gonna end for the time being, but now the fight's gonna be for the bottom mid. How is Trifecta gonna push this one out? One player's gonna be located at the Prius, and that's gonna be Musa, who manages to make that happen. That's a double kill to boot for Musa as he marches over to the nest.
Yeah, whole new day, possibly a whole new team right here, because we got trip cap going on for Trifecta. I want to see how long they can hold this, though, because this is one of the situations. How much pressure do you put on yard? I've seen teams have trip caps and just throw away their positioning and their control because they try to forcefully hold that trip cap for too long.
Musa must have gotten a call that maybe someone was hanging around LR, like he was just kind of scouting around. He wants to just use the power of the shotgun as much as he possibly can, but he wasn't able to do so in time as Spartan gets the headshot with the pistol. Now the pressure is going to come from Elevate as they linger bottom mid. Some support coming in for Trifecta at that moment, but Spartan gets the double kill before getting cleaned up by Rain, and Sabinator overlooking above has to hold this one off as players from Trifecta are going to swarm that point and see if they can get it back and keep this match in their favor.
Yeah, this is just a battle for bomb center. That last player ends up getting taken on out. I believe that was Musa, who was still trying to contest in there. So huge stop there for Elevate. They're still in a fairly comfortable position, but looks like Elevate are going to keep pressing on the gas pedal. Looks like they're going for that trip cap, but Nest was eventually stopped. So battle once again begins for bottom middle. It's just a numbers battle. Once you get enough players in there, you hold it down, you just have to watch the angles. It always gets a little scary though, because as that battle goes on longer and longer, people start to get different angles. People start to go up towards top gold or top center, and those are the spots where it's really tough, because that's unanswered damage, GB. When someone's coming through driveway or whatever, you just get to trade shots with that player. When someone gets to come from above and take out a player for free, that's a game changer.
And then in that swing, Elevate have managed to take the lead, a fragile lead though, with only 6 points, 7 points now as it continues to tick on. Trifecta maintaining Nest, but haven't really been able to move much beyond that. Spawn's starting to come in for them. Musa, by the way, has been slaying quite admirably. He's 8-6 right now currently, as well as Ryanu, who's sitting at 9-6 after just getting taken out by Spartan there. Camo hasn't really been much of a factor in this game as well. Both times Camo's been picked up, it has been by Elevate, but members of Trifecta had eyes on it, and they were able to neutralize the Camo as quickly as they possibly could. And finally, after a long, grueling battle, Trifecta were able to get back the bottom mid territory, but the damage was certainly done by Elevate, who were able to get a decent lead.
Yeah, they definitely have a decent lead, and here comes Brian Noob and Musa putting on the pressure in yard. They're gonna try to force this trip cap, and it's gonna be tough to get that kill. That was such a great play by Musa, just dodging in that location in yard, buying time for Ryan Noob to not only get the kill, but also the trip cap.
Now they're expecting these spawns to come from the blue side here, and Ryan Noob just knows it's either they're gonna go yard or they're gonna make their way around to Nest, and they committed to the yard. And Ryan Noob continues to hang around top yellow as they once again get onto the yard, and that pressure that Trifecta are putting on Elevate, they just haven't quite figured out how they want to break this. And every single time that they get some kind of sigh of relief, it's Trifecta right on the prowl.
Yeah, and that's got to be incredibly frustrating because just stopping the bleeding is usually feeding itself. It's like, all right, sweet, we stop the bleeding, and you get pressured in yard. It's like, wait, this isn't supposed to happen. Sometimes it feels a bit unorthodox, where you're in a spot where you consider yourself to be safe, and you start to get pressure. Like, wait, no, we should have numbers here. We should have the advantage. But it just felt like great pressure and great timing from Trifecta to keep that trip cap going on as long as possible.
And while, you know, all that, while we were praising what was going on with Trifecta there, Elevate managed to get out of that and get out of yard and get capture the nest, as well as the trip cap here. But they didn't get the Camo. The Camo ended up getting picked up by Shooter. And if I'm correct here looking at it, it seems like Shooter still walking around the map here. He's hanging around by Nest. They managed to secure this, which means that they have to just try and play around this. And again, that long battle that they had in the mid game happens yet again.
You might see him walking around the map. I see him hustling around the map right now because he's just moving back and forth between Nest and bottom center. Just doing a great job being a factor in all these fights.
You just had to find a way to fit that in.
Just too easy, GB.
I respect that. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. 61 points for Elevate right now, as they have control of the yard as well as bottom mid. Trifecta have pretty much owned Nest for a good chunk of the game. And they're not out of this yet. Very close matchup here. Sabinator with the shotgun.
This is a reaction that he's having to do. Think about prior to that. This is basically your answer to when you get pressured and continually trip capped on, is you just post up in certain spots. Wait for someone to come around the corner and give you a potential free kill. So I like those plays from Sabinator, but he now had that hit marker on him. I'm surprised to see a player did not actually charge around that corner. He feels like things are too good to be true because you get grenaded, you got shot. Why is someone not charging you?
Well, I think they're okay with keeping them pinned back in the yard if you're Trifecta.
Yeah.
You know, that sure, they have to push out because now they need to make this capture happen and they need to coordinate this. So let's listen in, the Nashville listening with the communication. The Sabinator just gets that double kill. Let's see how they get bottom mid.
Watch out, bitches, watch out, bitches.
Weak LR, weak LR.
I got him.
I'm in bottom. LR dead, I'm going.
I can't get yard. I mean, that's. I got it.
Make sure everyone lives, make sure everyone.
Make sure we live.
I mean, Shooter. Shooter one shot in yard.
Stab, live with that.
They're nest, I hear you. Shooter one shot yard.
Where's he?
There's 3 yard, 3 yard. 3, stay alive, Mike, stay alive. Just play nest.
Yeah, look, hey, Sab, I'll shoot him, I got him.
I got him.
I gotta be on this. I'll watch this. Watch out, you're
They might try to push flowers.
Live. I have camo.
I got one. You behind me? I'm gonna run.
One shot yard.
LR.
Absolute yard, dead.
LR.
LR weak, Rain's 2 shot LR. One shot LR tunnel. He ran to under top yellow, 1 shot, Mike. Nice. Another guy driveway on Mike. Driveway weak.
I'm here, Mike. Live.
Weak driveway.
Hold on, bro.
Got
Stay
one.
alive, Sad.
One more yard. There's a kid yard somewhere.
The Camo and the shotgun gives them only 8 points here before it's going to go to Elevate. They basically just calm communication from this team. That has basically knotted things up for them in this game. Game 1's going to go to Elevate here, folks. And Trifecta was a hard-fought battle at the beginning and the midpoint of the game, but once they were able to just get that group going, it was a wrap.
Yeah, they found their foothold in that game. they reacted correctly to Trifecta. They realized Trifecta tried to play this very aggressive strategy. As soon as Trifecta would get 2 strongholds, you could almost count on them to make the first move. Generally, team or players that have to make the first move in a neutral situation are more vulnerable to giving up a free death or making a mistake.
As far as the slays are concerned, pretty much even, 53-54. So it just came down to the positioning, came down to the timing, how you make your pushes happen. And for Elevate, that's going to net them the game 1 victory. Now we move on to game number 2. And one has to wonder if Trifecta are feeling a little bit of that pressure that they had kind of put themselves in the match 1 when they collided the first time. You know, and then you're like, oh boy, we basically lost 4 in a row to Elevate.
But I also felt like one of the first times we saw Trifecta play, we saw them kind of getting picked off individually, making their own charges and such. When I looked at the kills there was nearly even slays, just a 1 kill difference on that game. However, one thing to keep in mind was you saw 51 assists from Trifecta out of their 53 kills. So nearly 100% of their kills were assisted and worked together on.
Helping each other out, trying to watch each other's back. That's the name of the game here. In 4v4 Halo. But now we go to game number 2. Slayer, Truth. An opportunity for Trifecta to bounce back in this game. If you're just joining us, Elevate goes up 100-66, which gives them that game 1 victory. But now we go over to Slayer. That oddball echelon, though, that's going to be a unique one. Because brand new map, new game mode into the rotation, kind of throws a wrench into things.
Absolutely. These teams aren't going to be nearly as comfortable on knowing where to set up. When you have a new team, you got to kind of come up with not only new strategies, but even call-outs for the map. All these different teams have different call-outs when it comes to Echelon. You go to a listen-in with Tox, you're going to hear it being called pizza when there's someone over at that center area. Whereas when you go to someone like Trifecta, they might call it engine or they might call it silo. So it's interesting to hear each team have their own verbiage for all these new maps.
Yeah, when the new maps come out, everyone thinks of just different ways on how to name or label these areas easier. I remember when I was competing actually for the first time in Halo Reach, we were kind of running through the map callouts for the DC Combine. And yeah, I remember watching some of the other scrims of some of the top teams and hearing their callouts, and I'm like, man, our callouts are way too complicated. We gotta change them up a little bit. You know, and that's just kind of like the name of the game, right? Figuring out what is like the most effective way to make these callouts happen, or if you just splice, you figure it out as you go along.
Yeah,
you know?
That's one of the first things we do on a brand new map or mode is just walk around the map real quick, the whole team, just say, all right, let's first pick out the larger, most important areas, like these big facets, like whether it's like blue base or bunker or something on Echelon. And then after a while, after you play the map a few times, you start to figure out the small little locations that people consistently go to. When you're trying to call where a one-shot is and that larger area call-out does not work, that's where you want those specific call-outs. That's where you're like, all right, that person's always on the pipe, and it's always Shotzzy sitting there. When we played the last scrim, we're calling that spot the Shotzzy.
Yeah, well, you got your own little call-out.
That's how it happens. Like when someone's one shot in those spots.
It was a good segue into that one, Dave. You know, the Walshy, right on the ramp in Sanctuary.
Well, I thought there was a call-out for you on Plaza that last one. Didn't you hear it?
Yeah, Top Gold.
No, oh, sorry. I was. They called the dump truck or the GB. I forget what
I feel like they could have, and I would be perfectly fine with that. if I had a call out in a map and it was like a garbage truck, I actually would be all right with that because I know what I am. I know why I'm here. I'm not I'm not shy about it. I'm not gonna lie. I just want to be better than Sims. That's all I want to do. I just need to beat Sims in our caster matches, and that's it. Which is not hard to do, by the way. Shout out to Sims. We miss you.
Yeah, we miss you having out here, man.
Kind of. Okay, so welcome everyone once again. If you're joining us for the first time, you're here at MLG New Orleans for some Halo Championship Series action. $250,000 on the line. Some of the best teams in the world, defending champions Splice, or defending world champions, I should say, Splice 2018 champs in attendance. We'll see them a little later today. We also have Reciprocity alongside the likes of Tox Gaming. And right now, this matchup is going to be very important. I believe the winner of this game goes, help me out here. Top 4.
Yeah,
that's right.
I believe winner does play Rec. Does that sound correct?
Wreck or yes.
It's not an or.
Yeah. Wreck. You're right. And because Hitmen are playing Berserker right now, which I believe that will be taking place over at mixer.com/HCS. And hey, look at that!
Platinum backpack. Type in Golden Boy. Oh, sorry. Spelled a different way right now.
Garbage
truck. There we go.
There you go. Garbage truck. Your golden rec pack. Go to halo.gg to redeem that. And when you do, think of me. Think of me. I'm all right with that. We had a little bit of an audio issue on the stage, so things kind of took a bit of a delay there. But the good news is, it seems like we're going to be jumping into the game here in just a sec.
And it's probably a separate audio issue. For those at home listening on Twitch, that is actually the other caster's voice. That is Golden Boy, so that is not an issue on your end. That is that's how it's supposed to sound.
I can't see that being an issue, Dave.
So yeah, no problems on your end. But
Did we establish yesterday that I'm serenading everyone with my beautiful voice? I thought that's what we had, come across here.
That is exactly.
How could you do that? So that was a test lobby that they're running with right now, just to test audio and everything. Seems like it might be good for Trifecta. Shooter seemed like had the issue there, but we're gonna go into Truth Slayer for game number 2. Take a look at that series layout once again. I do hope we get to Refuge capture the flag though.
I would love to see that. I would love to see a Sanctuary capture the flag. For those that are a bit newer here on the scene, this is a remake. Refuge is a remake of Sanctuary from Halo 2. And I think I just remember the name. I believe it was Shrine in one of them. What was it?
Shrine.
Shrine. We were trying to think of that yesterday, and I just thought of it now.
That was in H2A.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, it was Shrine. And then we had in Reach, it was Asylum, I want to say. Yeah,
that sounds
right.
right.
It was Asylum, and then and of course Sanctuary. So hopefully we get to that. That'd be sick. But if you're joining us for the first time, welcome, because now it's time to go into game number 2. Slayer Truth, 50 kills to win. You got that beautiful TAC Magnum, bottom mid, but everyone's going to be playing for that Camo, which respawns every 2 minutes, and we'll always be sure to keep tabs on that. Look for Ryan Noob to be one of the players that goes after that Camo quite a bit. He likes to sneak around the map and try and get behind the enemy, catch him off guard, catch him unawares. But the Camo's just going to get swooped right in and picked up immediately. That was going to be by Spartan.
What great position from Musa, though. He got up in front of Spartan's space to make sure he did not get with a Camo. But not only that, went into that little cubby over towards Pink 1 to avoid all those shots from Pink side red.
Ryan Noob as well just likes to dance around the back of the bases of his opponents right now in the red base. Just, finding people 1 shot, 2 shots that he can easily clean up. It's just something he does very well. He sets up his team nicely to be able to push and collapse onto their opponents. And right now they have that 4-2 lead.
And one little step that I just saw right there from Trifecta is they had to play over in Pink 2. They had Ryan Noob over at red side Pink, and what they did is they let Ryan Noob engage first. They lulled them into a false sense of security over at blue base that they poked out far enough over towards blue side Pink, didn't see any resistance from Pink 2 and said, all right, I see someone over at red side Pink now. Not even considering that someone could be a little bit closer and a little bit more threatening.
That was such a sick sticky from Ryan Noob. He actually bounced it on the platform in front of him when he jumped off of the Eli. Bounced it right there, but because the sticky nade gets one little tiny bounce when it hits that ground, it ends up latching on to the opponent, and he ends up getting that stick, which is going to help them continue to pile on to this lead here. Only up by 3, but still, when you look at how closely contested these 2 teams are, to have that strong start will really pay dividends for them in the end.
Yeah, it will, but we have to make sure that they don't throw away this lead. It felt like they had a pretty strong lead on Plaza Strongholds. They had trip caps going from, they had about a 15 or 20 point lead, but in the end, they tried to push that a little bit further. They tried to get a little too aggressive. Halo's a game about capitalizing on mistakes. So there's certain times where when you're ahead, you don't feel like you have to always have to force the action. You don't always feel like you have to extend your lead by force. You can wait for the opposing team, make some reactionary plays, or make some higher percentage plays together.
Ooh. Rain is going to get back whacked there, but and another Camo picked up, by the way, for Musa, so that will be a Trifecta pickup on the Camo. The first one, though, Musa had the eyes on it, and also nice to see Musa going after him, because one thing I've seen from Musa as he gets that double kill onto Spartan is he has a tendency to kind of push out because he's so confident in his shot, and you can also see the confidence in his teammates. He has this tendency to push out though in positions that aren't the best. So maybe him getting the camo and like dancing around the map like this would give him that freedom to move the way that he would like to move.
Yeah, dude, he's a tank on this team. He sees an opening, he just pushes right through. He does such a great job of staying alive, outputting as much damage as possible, and buying time for his teammates.
Also, that plasma pistol has been deadly. A lot of people don't think about it. You think, oh, it's just a pea shooter, it's just a plasma pistol. But no, it shreds through the shields of the Spartans. Looking for the double kill. That's going to be another one for Musa here. Finds another opponent. Be hanging out here on top red. Just the shots. He's continuing putting down shots and putting pressure on to Elevate, forcing them to have to push forward or just kind of double back and think like, okay, I need to do something here because I'm just getting so like attacked from behind.
Yeah, it's not only just the pressure that he's putting on and these fights, he's also doing a great job relocating during those times. So when he is spotted out over in red 2, he relocates a little bit. So he's doing a great job making sure that Elevate cannot just engage him and get that fight. But you can kind of hear how we break it down and think it's going down. Let's actually hear from Trifecta and go to Astro listening with that squad.
I died right
Nice.
killed me.
Fucking
Nice.
trash.
Bottom mid,
I think.
No, bottom it seems clear. I'm going back to red.
Yeah, go.
Go red, go red.
I'm just sitting
Red
here.
pink attic, I'm dead. Red pink attic.
Okay, happy attic. Two of them. Yeah.
Mirror red.
Everyone
Help
get
me
in.
with this.
There you go.
One's coming behind this car, maybe.
Red left.
Yeah,
Red
Red panic, one shot.
I'm
To
on
the
shot.
window.
Up.
You
Come
Come here, Ricardic still.
One shot back
I
red.
just said Cardic, he's still there.
Ricardic on me.
Camo, guys. Camo.
Watch out, Cardic.
They're probably gonna have
Cardic.
Camo summit.
Top middle.
Camo is summit.
Got Cardic.
Nice, we got one.
Yep.
They
Top middle
left.
still with camo somewhere.
Alright.
Where they at?
Window. You guys are up here right now. I'm looking.
Let's back up.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Ryan, where are you going?
I'm going out car. I'm helping him.
Red PL, huh? Yo, Camo just lift it. One's under Cardic, one shot. Under red Cardic, one
I'm
shot.
just living blue.
Can't look down.
I lifted car.
Go.
He's one's at blue on me. I hear him. I'm backing up. Blue P. I'm dead.
Fine. Watch out for this Camo kid. Two at red.
Back blue. I think we camo.
Can we go
At least
blue?
two at red.
Or wherever.
Go.
He's got top blue with camo one shot. Spartan.
Window.
Yeah.
He's one down.
Window shot, guys. Yo, weekend red, left.
Yeah,
Pink attic one shot. Absolutely still.
I'm gonna go bottom red. Should we go
Two
red?
blue,
We
two
should
red.
go red.
Two
Let's go
blue,
red.
two
Let's go
red.
red.
Okay.
Bottom red.
One guy.
He's one shot.
Bottom red.
Let me go to I'm coming, Liz.
Watch out, bottom blue.
Liz, come here.
Gonna be-
Liz, One shot.
Left, red,
Liz,
left,
Liz, cover weak. Nice, another guy
Left.
here. One shot, Eli still.
I'm coming red with you guys.
You got shields. Eli's still weak. Eli's still weak.
Yeah.
I'm low.
Someone go low. Someone go low.
Dude, bottom mid.
I'm on him, bottom mid.
Per red.
Got him.
Red, one shot. Hold on. P Street. I think red P Street. One shot per red, guys. One shot per red.
One
One
shot
shot
per
two.
And bottom blue last two.
Yeah,
Bottom blue
bottom blue
last
right now. I got
two.
shot.
I'm looking P3.
He's bottom blue coming out, Eli.
Pink 3, one shot.
P3.
One shot
One shot, pink two.
P2.
Drop P1, I think.
I got you. I'm coming out, car Ryan. I'm coming out, car
Yeah,
Ryan.
my car is two.
Coming.
Guys, two in
I
him.
think
I'm gonna go
P
blue
was-
window. Brian, he's here. He's watching. Weak bubble.
Guys,
One
one
shot,
might
one
spawn
shot.
behind us.
Go
One
back.
might spawn behind
Yeah,
us.
car two.
Car two.
I'm nading back up.
Yeah, behind your
Watch
car,
your back.
pushing your bubble, Tim.
I hear you,
got a
coming.
shot. I got a shot.
Dead.
Nice. Car two, guys. Car two, pushing you, Tim.
I'm bottom blue.
Ryan. Okay, Ryan's probably gonna die.
Look, blue.
Okay,
Eli.
Blue Eli. Blue Eli's a shot.
Blue Eli.
Bottom blue.
One
Watch
shot,
out, bottom blue.
bottom blue.
I'm looking at window. He's sitting there.
Sitting left.
Right now, south. The guy street behind us.
I got one.
On your Eli, Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm trying to push you. He's on my street.
Yes.
I got this guy. I got him. Stuck me.
Nice. Blue Eli on me. Blue car cuts. Blue car cuts.
We gotta get the red.
Watch out, blue car cuts. Sab.
One guy. I'll help you. Nice shit, moves.
Car one.
Cuts on me.
Car two. I'm here, blue two. Yeah, one second.
Blue.
It's up.
Alright,
Blue
nice.
bubble.
I'm looking at car cuts. I'm nading red.
Bottom
Car
mid.
cuts on me.
Bottom blue.
Bottom shot.
Dead.
Nice.
Nice, guys. Bottom mid, top mid, right.
Top mid. Two shot bottom mid.
Two shots, top middle. Two shots, top middle. I need help.
Top mid, guys.
I can't see top mid.
Dead.
Nice. Attaboy, Moose.
Blue
Looking
bubble.
at
Car two. Car two. Blue
one
bubble.
shot. Car two, one shot again.
Sabonator.
Two one shots.
He's one shot still.
They're all weak, car. They're trapped.
Stay alive, Moose.
Sabonator's dead.
Push car,
One shot.
Ryan.
One shot. Dead. No, got bubble.
Pink.
Bubble weak,
Pink
L
one.
down, bubble weak.
One shot, pink one.
Yeah,
One shot, pink one, Spartan.
I'll kill
Bubble still
P1.
one shot. Bubble dead.
Dead.
Pink one dead. Spartan.
Push red.
Bottom mid.
Okay,
Two guys are red.
Go.
Bottom mid weak already. And red two car.
I mean, he's weak.
Bottom red,
Ricardic, guys.
one shot,
I'm looking left.
I got bottom red.
Ricardic. All right. He's gonna be front.
For red on me.
Yeah.
That's not him, I don't think. Red, for red weak. Watch out, bottom red.
I'm looking.
One shot.
He's dead.
That P2 on it?
Red P on you.
Yeah, he's weak
shots,
P2.
P2.
Weak
Stay
P2.
alive.
Stay cars.
Absolutely fantastic listening there with Trifecta as they're at 42 kills to 33. Elevate were trying to bring this game back, but Musa was the tank of this team, responding to the call-outs in such a way that it was like he was like of one mind with the rest of his squad. So impressive.
Yeah, put himself in a great position to put pressure over in the Elevate squad, but also would react to so many callouts, just hearing someone one shot over in top mid, or would just come barreling through from bank one, even when he had Camo, just to save his teammate's life and get that melee on blue one.
Unbelievable stuff there. Don't count out Elevate yet, though. 37-45. There can be some slip-ups from Trifecta. Trifecta, though, they have this game. They have this game. The Camo's going to be coming up in a little bit as well. We're going to have to keep eyes on this one. And just as I say that, right, you have 3 down for Trifecta. That's going to put them within 5 again, and Camo's going to be popping up.
It was a 10-kill lead, instantly cut in half. We cannot see Trifecta throw this one away. If they throw this one away, this series is absolutely gone. That'd be too destructive of a loss. It'd be heartbreaking. But yeah, that Camo came up right this moment. We're gonna have to take a peek and see who's gonna get. Looks like Tyler, aka Spartan, was taken down right near it. I think Trifecta would be happy with a burn in this case, but it looks like they're gonna get more than a burn. It's gonna get in the hands of Rain.
Rain manages to get it, but he's going to get away, or excuse me, he's going to get the Camo, try and get away, but it instead falls. That's all right, though, because there's only 2 kills remaining for Trifecta to tie this series up at 1-1. One player's going to be bottom red there. Shooter made the call out. There was a teammate there on the support. And you also have Musa. He's just waiting for his shield to come up. This guy has been playing so intelligently. I'm so impressed with him.
Yeah.
Just the reactions from him, so amazing.
The decisions, the shots, the reactions, just every single thing he's doing is right. If I was on Trifecta right now, I would just almost just sit back, watch angles, and then let Musa engage and start the action.
One more kill there for Trifecta. Musa had a couple one-shots, but those players wisely enough backed away. This game is getting so close. 4 kills now. If you're Trifecta, you feel like you have this game. You should be able to close this one out, and that's exactly what happens. Musa is going to be the one that gets that final kill, and my goodness, that puts him at 21 kills and 12 deaths that game. 59.5 accuracy. He was on fire that whole matchup.
What a monster. Not the only one to go positive on his team, but him and Shooter are the only 2 to go positive on his team. Just a massive showing from Musa to help carry his team when they need him the most.
That listening just highlighted how great of a player Musa is and will continue to become, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's still young. Like, he's like 20 years old or something like that.
Wow.
So he has a lot of great years of Halo ahead of him. And oh my God, look at that assist column there from Ryan Noob. I think it's no surprise, though, why some of those kills are getting cleaned up, because we went to that listening, and Ryan Noob makes sure that his one-shots are called out. There's a one-shot at pink one, calls out the name, makes sure you know exactly what their player's at or where they're going.
So good, so well done. But now we're going to be going to Echelon Oddball. Just want to give everyone an update, though, on what's happening over at the Bravo station. The Latin American team, Berserker Esports, currently up 1-0 over Hitman. That is a sentence I did not think I would say, but if you want to check that out, go to mixer.com/HCS to watch the action there. Once again, Berserker, the Latin American squad, up 1-0 over Hitman. Let's see if they can keep that going, or can Hitman answer back. For now, though, it's time for some Oddball.
Yeah, that's incredible. We've always talked about how good European scene's been doing in the past, Mexican scene and Latin American scene. It's just stepping their game up. Jumping right off the bat, though, going back on board with Musa, the man who dropped 21 kills last guy, and gets the very first strike.
They do manage to get the Oddball as well. No rockets, so they have to be very wary of players that are going to be coming from behind cooling.
That Camo's still up. I want to see that go in the hands of Falcade. You had, yeah, Camo was up. I guess he decides to give it to his teammate, Sabinator.
Spread it out.
I would have loved, yeah, I guess you can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's only 1 rocket left. So in that case, I think generally if you had more ammo or a bigger power weapon, I guess, yeah, I don't fully disagree with that.
But I also think it was very smart of Trifecta, though, when they realized, hey, this was just not a winnable situation for us. We just bring this all the way around to the elevator side, because the rockets, that's what it's there for, that instant impact to get you the Camo, or excuse me, the Oddball kill, or even the Camo kill in that case, right? That's just what that value for the rockets is. And in that case, when the rockets are on the other side of the map, and he's already used both of them, it's basically done.
Yeah, honestly, even the time saver. He already had a teammate over there near Pelican, so rather than him sprinting over, giving up positional advantage, and spending more time on the opposite corner of the map, just give it to his teammate. So I guess I can't fully disagree with that. But as we were going on about that play, we noticed that this game is getting tied right back up by Elevate. They answered back that 33 seconds of time that we saw from Trifecta right off the gate.
They're just basically cutting off the map from Trifecta. They don't want them to come back behind them. They have to force them to go through the doorways. But now 2 players of Trifecta are going to collapse onto L-Town, who wasn't able to hold them off. Let's see, though. Never mind. Musa, the tank with the triple kill, baby. He has been amazing this game. He needs to just keep this one going. And if they can, they are going to go into refuge with that lead. They just need to maintain this momentum, Walsh.
Yeah, this kid is a monster. His KD throughout these last couple games is 1.37. He's output 4,800 damage and 58.1% accuracy. Some of those triple kill turnarounds are exactly what Trifecta needs here. They need someone to step up. Clearly, if they're just playing their normal game or their average game, Elevate comes out ahead in that.
Camo's going to be up now. And I believe this will go comfortably. So, never mind. Shooter actually manages to get the Camo. I was looking at the Prowler. I should have been looking at the screen there. He does get the Camo, so burns that, takes that out of the equation. Now they just need to do it the good old-fashioned way. Ground and pound, make their way into cooling, and get the ball out of Falcade's hands.
Yeah, Falcade gonna just play ball this. Decides to opt to get the extra few seconds. I felt like he didn't get as much pressure in Blue Bunker. I would love to see him just toss that off, go back in Blue Bunker, and see if he can slay. But we're gonna have to see if that was the correct decision or not. See if his team wins or loses by a couple seconds later. I think teams should prioritize control when they have an option. Sure, if you can collapse on by 3 or so people, grab those couple extra seconds. You're not gonna do enough damage to make a difference. Whereas in a situation where it's uncertain, I feel like you can't go wrong just by tossing it off and trying to slay it.
Good idea for Musa there to just drop the ball, bring this one out as fast as he possibly can to throw it over the ledge, and he takes all of that time, he milks all of that time to boot, and that is going to have to force Elevate to have to reposition to get the ball and bring it back into cooling, which kind of feels like the spot that everyone likes to focus on. It's like, go around to your teammates, get it, maybe Pelican, go over to cooling. It's like, I don't know, it's just want to cut off the map, essentially, like I mentioned before, and not allow them to get behind you.
Yeah, you want to cut off the map, but the toughest part, first off, is getting the ball over to one of those corners. So you notice they had to waste 1 life in order to bring it over towards Pelican, and Falcade is thankful for that sacrifice as he is just racking up some time here, realizing that Engine might not be nearly as safe anymore. Notice he has his teammate over at Blue, so he decides to rotate towards Blue, but it looks like the pressure's coming in from Musa and Shooter. Looks like this time, though, Falcade decides just to drop it off and try to go for slays. So even though he's taken out there, he now has a one-shot player over on the Trifecta side. So that's going to hopefully help one of his teammates get a cleanup kill.
Shooter has the rockets right now, and I don't know if he's used all of them quite yet.
Ball incoming.
There it is. He has 1 left in the chamber for the Rockets. Shooter's actually been playing pretty solid thus far. He's currently at 10 and 6. He's been applying just, you know, some good, just a support, if you will, right? He has just a few assists to boot, but it's also just that impact early in the game that you feel. And this game has also been so close between Elevate and Trifecta.
Yeah, it's good to shoot down or shut down all these other players, but right now, if I'm on Elevate, I would be like, hey, let's call up Musa anytime that he is up. When someone's going off like that, you have to shut down that X Factor. And one thing they did right there about 20 seconds ago is they killed Musa when he had that Camo. He was over near the new ball spawn. They caught him off guard, able to get that pick, and that's what you need if you want to get yourselves back in this game. But looks like they don't all need to stop down Musa only, because we just saw 2 kills in the kill feed for Trifecta. Make that 3 and 4 with Ryan Noob and Musa picking off the last couple members.
They have been so dominant together in this game. 115 to 101. While all that's been going on, they've just been racking up more and more time. Musa in the fight here.
What a monster!
Goodness! You can't let him do that, man. You have to stop him.
Barely misses that one shot, who's going towards bottom lift, gets surprised by another player there and has no problem turning around, even when he has to clamber to start the fight.
But you know what, though? We were praising Musa for staying alive in that fight, but Elevate did manage to get the ball. They're right back in this game. It's just the scoreboard, the top of the score line, everything is reflective of how hotly contested this matchup is. A game for top 6 in the HCS is so important for these players.
Yeah, both these squads would be incredibly happy to be top 4, and then at that point, losing to a squad like Reciprocity or one of these other top teams wouldn't be as much of a drain,
10
but
seconds.
you know if this is the match they have to win.
They got to push this right now. They have to push it. They're able to get the kill. Musa makes the stop happen. Rhino gets the stop on the Staminator now, and the ball's going to go back over to the hands of Trifecta, but only 5 points remaining for Elevate to close this game out and go to Refuge with that comfortable lead.
And in this position, they trust their objective-minded player, Ryan Noob, with the ball. This could be win or loss depending on where he rotates this. If he takes it the incorrect direction, Elevate can get the kill and get the last few seconds. He decides to run back towards Rockets, but he has so much pressure coming from top lift.
He had to try and play the ball there, but there's no one there to be able to stop it. Shooter is basically by himself. He played the lift, and that is going to give Elevate the lead 2-1 as Spartan gets up and lets him know who's boss on Echelon.
We said right there at the end, just that ball carrier had to know where to go, had to know whether to play or get the slays. Clearly, Trifecta were not able to get the kills right there, so Ryan Noob had to do something big, and he rotated a bit too late. Looking at the score lines, though, nearly even in slays once again. 51 kills for Elevate, whereas you only had 49 for Trifecta.
Just the story of this match, guys. This is some hotly contested, close Halo between two teams that are evenly matched.
Ready for another surprise. Guess what? Musa had most damage and most kills. Surprise.
Not shocked. He is, I said it before, say it again. He has been a tank this series. And the supporting cast has been allowing him to shine as the star in this matchup. But now it goes over to Refuge CTF, apologies. Capture the flag on a tried and true map with two teams that want this win so bad. The salty run back, as I said at the top of the show. Elevate just want to be able to do away with Trifecta, kind of shoo them off of their back. Whereas Trifecta, a team that had to grind through the open bracket to get here to this moment, to then push on for top 6. It's all about to go down, folks. Refuge CTF. You know this map, you love this map. Capture the flag the way God intended. Let's do this. I'm pumped, Dave. I'm pumped.
Let's see who's going to grab the snipe. They're going to trust it into the hands of Spartan like they've done thus far, and looks like he's going to get aggressive right off the bat, challenging their sniper in case they go towards turret side. I didn't get to see who had those rockets, but either way, we will have to get a peek back on over in a moment. Looks like Ryan has him up in ring 2. That's a couple kills in favor of Trifecta. Let's see how they actually capitalize, but Spartan takes down his rival Ryan Noob with a nice snipe.
Spartan and Rain are going to be your two snipers on each side of the field. And Spartan has just always had such a great shot with that rifle. When it's in his hands, you can trust that he's going to take off some faces just like that. And that was actually going to be against the opposing sniper on the other side.
That's one of the hugest kills you can get. As soon as you have that one kill, you now have so much more freedom to move across the map. Positions before that were unviable, like over on Carbine, or Ring 3, or Street, are now one of the top positions you can go for because you are no longer at threat of getting that one-hit kill.
But this is a rough position there for Elevate to be in. They had no one on their side to be able to protect the flag, and now Rhino is going to start running this flag, and if there's one person who shines in the objective, it is most definitely going to be Rhino, as his first cap is basically all but put in, and there you have it. 1-0, Trifecta go up early in this game.
Yep, starting off strong here within the first couple minutes on Refuge CTF, but they have to hold it off. They've seen before when they had a lead we saw on Plaza Strongholds, and they started to get a little too aggressive. They tried to push the lead a bit more. This map, however, and this game type, do you think they're ever going to back down? Do you think they're ever going to slow down?
No, and I don't want them to. I never want them to. I want these two teams to give it everything they have at this moment, because that is what is going to be expected of them when they move on and face off against teams in the top 4, such as Reciprocity, Renegade, Splice, and Tox. You have to give it 160%, not just 150, because you know that that's what the other team's going to be bringing when you make your way into that top 4 situation.
Yeah, we know you got to give 160%, but the one part I'm still curious about is if Trifecta are still just going to constantly be aggressive and try to push over on the Elevate side of the map, or if they're going to let Elevate try to be the aggressors, try to capitalize on a couple kills in that way. I have yet to see if Trifecta can kind of be that team that sits back and lets kind of slays happen to them and let the other team make the mistakes, because we see them always force the action.
Why change your style
No,
here?
you shouldn't change it, I guess.
Give them hell! Give them hell! That's what Moose is doing. That's a triple kill to clear them out of their base, and now they can look forward to see if they can make this capture happen on the other side.
Yeah, Moose is just buying time, trying to stay alive over in court. Ends up getting a trade, essentially, since his teammate helps get that pick. But the important moment coming up here in 10 seconds. Both these sniper rifles coming up. That's what Moose was trying to set for. He realized how important Snipe Hut was in this moment.
They cannot lose out on this sniper. Spartan, though, is going to win that. The nade comes in just in the nick of time from Rain. That's going to prevent him from being able to pick it up. And on the other side, you had Ryan trying to do the same thing, a little cheeky play to steal the sniper from the red team.
Yeah, both these squads realizing how important it is if you can acquire that weapon. You just have so much dominance for the next minute. Plus, you get free slays. You just have to force the other team into hiding spots. And somehow, they have to try to close that gap on the snipe, but it's so tough when these teams know how to lock down these positions.
Flag run's going to start to happen right now, and once again, it's going to be Ryanoob who manages to make that play happen. The distraction comes in as well, so that means that he's just being a nuisance for Elevate to have to deal with. And the entire team pushed up to try and make this happen, but there's only going to be 2 members left alive here, and the snipe comes in as Falcade is going to stop him right in his tracks, and the collapse comes in from Elevate, stops that flagpole from happening.
Yeah, they stopped the flag run, but it's still not over just yet. That flag does get touched by Musa. Ryanoob gets a double kill. This flag is making it all the way back, Golden Boy.
This might be the second cap. Musa slides right in, and that is going to do it. And with that second capture in, let's go into an Astro listening with Trifecta to see if they can make this third cap happen.
Jump right now. Trash.
I'm trying to look the jump for you, Ryan Pistol.
Two on right.
Two guys are jump. One's weak.
Trying to look you, Sunday. I'm looking Bond. Yeah, he's weak. He's jumped twice.
Under. One shot.
Holy shit, he's by street. Our street weak. One shot our street. One shot our hut.
You're nervous.
L-Town our hut.
Ryan, I'm gonna go Bond.
Yo, our court.
Ring two, one shot, absolute. One bullet, everyone.
One's our hut, guys.
Alright.
I got a beat down. One shot hut.
Looking.
He's going straight. He's straight to the court.
Nice job, guys.
Watch your...
I could do it.
All right,
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going ring 2.
I'm gonna call you on death cam, Sonny.
And ring 2.
I'm ring 3 too.
He's on ring 3. Jump. Our rocks. Party.
I'm looking at our
Our
rocks.
rocks weak. Party, one shot.
He's dead.
No, you're One shot rocks.
One shot of mid rock.
Right now, ring 2.
You wanna jump, Tim?
Yeah, jump.
Flag.
Yeah.
Flag has 2 shots.
One shot them.
These kids are getting their ankles snapped.
One shot flag guy.
Still there.
You didn't die?
I'm looking.
South back.
One shot at me. Got him. Job.
Yes. One's gonna be like first side ring 2.
Our bond. One shot at bond. One shot at bond, ring 1.
Nice,
Dude.
guys.
They're straight. Shoot one shot.
One shot there, health pack. And one
Okay,
there.
And they're quarter me.
Okay, one's ring 1. Going ring 2 or
They're
something.
court gonna go.
They're car body.
I got it.
So jump.
Two
Two guys going our court.
jump.
One guy went third jump.
These kids are getting their ankles snapped. I mean, like, as far as I'm concerned, we're not in the streets right now, but I mess with it. I respect it. And that is going to continue to just give Trifecta that confidence. When they're just talking trash, they feel like they have that upper hand the entire time, Walshy.
That's the important part too, is like I said, your callouts have to be concise. Whereas your trash talk, that does not have to be concise.
Not at all.
You can do a roundabout way of getting to the point in that one.
I've seen plenty of videos of people who have failed to trash talk effectively. But you let the game do the talking. Right now, though, Elevate manages to get 2 members of Trifecta down. It's really going to boil down to Rain here to have to defend the fort for as long as he can until his squad is going to come back. You saw the glint from the sniper as well, which that just told him, I need to get the hell out of here or else I'm going to get absolutely picked off.
Yeah, he has more to lose right there. He just needs to stay alive, keep that sniper in his hands, because as soon as that sniper goes down, Elevate has free reign. They can start charging across so much more easily. So that's why you didn't see Rain challenge in that specific position.
Now this could be the first flag cap for Elevate here. Big opportunity for them as L-Town's going to bring this flag right through, right to the side of the ring. So close here as he brings it over to the hut, and this is just a safe way to go. He's going to have that ramp for coverage, and this is going to be the capture for Elevate. They're trying to make this one a game here, Dave. We have 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, that's plenty of time to get this cap up. Right now, time is on Trifecta's side. They just have to get some plays, and that is going to slow things down a little bit right there. So all these trades that happen are actually in favor of Trifecta. It basically elongates the game a bit. Unless you have Elevate trying to be aggressive and trying to get some sort of random pull, which they have not done thus far. That doesn't seem to be their exact same playstyle. They need to essentially outslay Trifecta heavily in order to get their cap. So right now, Trifecta just needs to get slays. That should be their number one goal. They don't need to flank through to get some sort of sneaky pull or anything like that. You can flank through and get kills, but end of the day, just get slays.
Focus on the slays. Focus on the positioning. Don't get too antsy. And it's Trifecta we're calling for Elevate. Don't be nervous.
They're nervous.
Don't be nervous. In any case, so Elevate right now. They do have that ring control, and they're pushing over to the rock side. And it's another thing, too, that we were talking about from Tox the other day, when it was just like, you pick a side and you just push that side, right? And that for them, it is the rock side. That is the side that they like to bring the flag through. That is the side that they like to push through. And this could be the second capture here. He hasn't been spotted, and Sabinator is going to get kind of stopped up there on the textures of the bridge, those darn textures in Halo. But sometimes, you know, you got to make the map look pretty. And this is going to be the second capture here. As Sabinator is waiting for it, and he's going to make it happen, and we're all going to be tied up here, ladies and gentlemen. Elevate want to see if they can close this game out right here, but Trifecta need one more cap, and then we're going to go to game 5.
Yeah, one cap is going to decide this one right here. We saw a strong start out. Trifecta looks like Shooter's trying to help his team get back to this. Actually, as soon as he got that trip cap, his team, or sorry, that trip kill, his teammate also pulled the flag. That is so absolutely huge. And I haven't seen that many hand grenades since I was on Bourbon Street last night, but that was just a slight miss right there, and that could possibly be the flag going all the way in.
They're so close to being able to make this capture happen. Dave Shooter is going to go down. The flag's going to be in the hands of Ryan New. Player's going to be right in front of him. Spartan's going to be there for the stop. But Rain's going to bring the flag up. All they have to do is put it in, and they make it happen. We're going to game 5, baby.
That is so huge here for this Trifecta squad. You know that they're going into this confident. When you're the team that's down 2-1 in the series, clearly you want the game 5, but you go into that game 5 with momentum.
Oh, man. What a game. Refuge going over to Trifecta. Now we're going to game 5. Let's take a look at the post-game Carnage report. What do we have here? Anything that stands out to you, Walshy?
Man, it looks pretty even Steven across the board. I mean,
Story of the match.
Of the kills, it's 70-65 in favor of Trifecta. And we've seen a lot of these objective scorelines also reflect those kind of kill scorelines.
What a game this has been.
What a series. Look at all across the board. 4 kill difference on True Slayer, 6-point difference on Oddball Echelon, 1 flag difference on Refuge. These teams are evenly matched.
Just bring it. Bring it to game 5. Elevate and Trifecta. Because this, as I said before, is what will be expected of you in the top 6. Players exchanging fist bumps, getting ready to go. We hope you guys are enjoying this one at home. Make sure you follow the stream on Twitch as well as on Mixer. If you also want to check out the action on the Bravo station, Hitman versus Berserker, the Latin American squad, go to mixer.com/HCS. But now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for game 5. 50 kills to win. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to punch their ticket to the top 6?
Yeah, this team obviously has their work cut out for them right in front of them at this moment, but they have even more work ahead of them when they take on Rec next. This game decides everything. The only thing we have to go off based on this one, GB, is the fact that we saw Plaza on game number 1. That Plaza Strongholds went in favor of Elevate. Does history repeat itself on this map, or is the difference for it being Slayer gonna be enough for this Trifecta squad?
Overshield has not been picked up quite yet, as all these players are just trying to jockey for control. And it will be Elevate who managed to pick it up at the 11:40 mark. Keep an eye on that one when it pops back up in 2 minutes time. Falcated waiting around, and you know, you have to just cut the tension with a knife here. It's just so amazing.
Walks right into a trap right there. You notice these 3 Trifecta members pushing in over towards Yard and Loop. And one of those players was just hiding right above that driveway side. Shooter, AKA Young Hustle, taking out Spartan there over on the driveway, trying to stay alive. He has to keep the sniper.
Gotta hit him with it. Gotta hit him with it. But Ryan Noob's gonna be there with the light rifle to pick it up against Sabinator, and that's gonna give him 2 kills. And wisely enough, Shooter says, you know, I don't need the sniper. I did my job. I'm gonna give the gun to the guy who I know can get the job done. And in this case, it is going to be Rain.
Yeah, Rain is a scary, scary sniper. and we're gonna have to see how comfortable he is in some of these standoff situations. There's certain snipers that welcome those chaotic, crazy situations. You see, think of someone like a Mikwin who loves to go for like those no scopes, who doesn't mind running the very center of the map. Whereas I look at someone who's very calm and passive, someone like a Snipe Down, who once the game slows down completely, once you're in very neutral ground, he knows those little tricky angles to get kills. And I think I would categorize Rain as someone close to like Snipe Down style compared to that crazy chaotic style.
One thing I've always liked about players like Rain is just they just look for the shot. They don't want to take the shot if they don't think they have the shot. I appreciate that kind of sniping, personally speaking. Oh, that looked like it was a shot.
He
Come on,
barely missed that one, but unfortunately now he's getting a bunch of pressure on him. So he does not have a choice. He's going to be in a crazy chaotic situation, has to have no scope, and when pressure was to it, he gets taken out. Sniper now in the hands of Snapernator. There's only one bullet left though, but that's all right. That's enough for one kill if he plays this just right.
Never mind. Did not happen there, Dave. Just as you said it, the caster curse comes through with where the sniper bullets go. One kill though. Camo, or excuse me, Overshield's gonna be up right now. Has anyone gotten it quite yet? No one has picked it up. And there you have it. Sabinator from Elevate. He's gonna push right into the flowers here. Gets the brawler, manages to melee him down, and that's gonna put them within, at 3 kills in the lead right now. They just need to rally the troops, Trifecta, to keep this matchup close. That's exactly what they do there. Now we're in 1.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed before is last time we saw Elevate, they picked off a couple kills and then they collapsed in, were able to find everyone else. Whereas when we saw Trifecta just get those last couple kills there, Sabinator was able to slip away. He ran through driveway, was able to hide. So it's gonna be a difference of how these teams capitalize once they have the advantage, like when they get a couple kills down, how do they secure those last couple kills, and also how do you mitigate that damage when your teammates are down? How do you either find a trade or how do you get away?
Well, Rain manages to get away with the sniper here and bring it back over to Tram. He's waiting for anyone to push in from flowers. There you have it. Falcated's gonna walk out of there and not have his face. Another one in front, but his teammate should sweep that away.
Yeah, this is a capitalization period. They got 1 kill, they got another player to 1 shot. Right now, Trifecta can comfortably be aggressive, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to push across the map a little bit, especially with Overshield coming up in about 45 seconds.
Oh, I guess that was the gimme from last time when that player jumped up on the lift. I was threading the needle.
Yeah, we're even. We're good now.
The game's like, okay, Rain, we're good, Poppy. You move on. You do you, Poppy. 2017 was a good year, but that is the score of this game.
2017 wasn't that great of a year.
Actually, never mind.
Yeah.
It's kind of an average year at best.
I think I heard a tweet describing it one time that said, I think 2017 was an underwater level.
Oh, yeah. 2017 was the driving level or escort mission level. Yeah, those are always fun.
Twitter.
Oh, Twitter. Nice shot from Rain. Player
Yeah, he's
came to
definitely
drive
Snipe Down style, man. He knows how to get in some of those tricky situations, knows how to read where someone's gonna flank on through, hits that nice no-scope, aka killing spree on him.
Little quick scopey.
Yeah, little quick scope, but unfortunately, Elevate, we're able to sneak in and acquire that overshield. That is absolutely huge. I mean, it got burned in the end. Spartan was taken down, but think about how much more Trifecta could and should have been able to do with that overshield, considering how much pressure and control they had in the center of the map.
Yeah, that is very true. I will agree with you on that one, but that boiled down to the communication from Elevate there to be able to push on to the overshield and get that. So let's actually go over to the Elevate team. Listen in with them, with an Astro listen in, to see how they're going to come back in this game as they're down by 5.
Nice weak. Come in.
Yeah, time it. He's up, bottom in.
Yeah,
He's on the, you want U-turn, yeah.
One's this. I think he's sniping blue. now.
S4, one shot sniper ramp, Rain.
Alright, I'm going loop side.
Alright, we gotta make a push.
Yeah. Yo, Ty, can you guys look over me? I'm gonna go post the stairs.
I'm in on the battery.
I'm going glass.
Do you still have sniper?
I'm on glass.
Someone look over me. Someone just look over me.
We are.
Time.
I'm in on the tarp.
Should I kill him? I'll kill him. No, I'm gonna die.
Look at you.
I'm backing
Tommy,
up.
you're good.
I'm in weak, Ryan.
I died.
Mark it weak.
Watch the push, watch the
Just
push.
one shot, Rain.
Show mark it.
I'm in. It's gonna be Ryan.
You have no help, bro. Let's
Still stutter.
Stairs.
Poster stairs.
Alright, sniper, guys, sniper.
No posters.
Push
He's running benches. Running benches.
Down again.
Watch out, that's dead.
At
Nice,
nest.
guys.
At nest.
Help me, guys.
He's gonna go for it. He's gonna be going for it. On it. Weak.
It's one shot. That's for one shot, too. That's for weak. That's for 2 shots.
Yeah, one guys.
That's for still. That's for.
Yeah, one shot.
Where's the guy S4?
Nice.
Lift it.
Yeah, U-turn,
He
last.
coming bottom lift, Ryan.
U-turn, I hear bottom left. I'm walking to him, U-turn still, one shot, I think.
Lift, one shot lift, Ryan. I got him.
West,
U-turn.
west, to west.
They're gonna have snipered it. He got away with sniper, watch out.
It's fine, it's fine. We got it.
Glass,
Somebody
is
get blue,
that
somebody
glass
get blue. I'll go blue, I'll go blue.
Guy glass. I hit one
Let's
LR.
go here.
I hit one glass with an A.
We can hear.
I'm
Top yellow.
Yeah. Watch me.
26 eyes, anybody?
Glass weak, shooter. Glass sniping, Sav. Glass sniping.
Watch out, I got one.
Dead.
Watch your west, look at west,
Burn
somebody.
it. Burn it 25. Burn it 25.
Tap yellow, look tap yellow.
Looking at it.
Now has a weak.
Don't mark it, maybe?
He dropped. He's dipped. He's
Sniping loop,
flanking. Get flanking.
Watch out dip, guys.
I'm looking dip, bro. I'm seeing
Try to help
him.
Mike.
I died, U-turn and dip. Mark it, two mark it.
Bottom midweek. I'm gonna get pushed.
All right, U-turn and then Jarb here.
on.
He's gonna have combo.
Comms from Elevate there are calm at the very least, but I don't know.
Partially,
if
I mean,
they're
you
working
heard that
with one
panic at
another.
the end. You heard
True.
cover their lip, elbow. Like, you hear that panic in their voice.
They're trying to small talk a little bit, but it's just, I just don't know if they're like really backing each other up all that well.
No, I think sometimes they're implying or assuming that someone else is picking up on that. They're all doing their own thing and just calling out their own parts, which is nice. You do want to communicate what you're doing and where players are at. But you also need players who are reacting to that. You can't just have everyone be spitting out information and not taking it in.
Couldn't agree more with Subtech117 on Twitter. Leave it to Ryan Newman, Trifecta, GG versus Elevate GG. Game 5, all on the table. But it's 2 kills. And I mean, this match is series so close. Shooter finds one in front of him with a BR, and he cannot win that fight. But still, though, they managed to, at the very least, get another kill to kind of compensate for that one and keep that lead going here, Walshy.
Velcated. Look at how this is spun out of control. He was able to win that 1v1 against Shooter where he had disadvantage. Turned another kill over on Luke. Got another player weak. Just doing so much, and that's just how that butterfly effect goes once you get a kill and stay alive and do more damage.
Rain realized that he was not in the best spot there, so he just wanted to get out as soon as he can. And I'm sure he's kicking himself for not being able to nail that shot. That would have given him their 35th, and he's going to just charge right in to pick that up. Player's going to be by glass. He jumps on down. So now you
Pick
kind
up
of look
those
at
grenades, my man.
You
Pick
look
up
at where the
those
map
grenades.
is set up here and there. At this point now, Elevate, it's about just trying to see if they can make their way to Overshield. Trifecta have struggled to pick this up, and yet again, Elevate get the Overshield.
Yeah, Trifecta has control of the center of the map, and 0 out of 2 times have they gotten those last couple overshields.
This is
It
bad.
feels like Elevate know how to be aggressive, get that Slayer too, and then just collapse in. So obviously Trifecta does not seem to be as good of a setup / reactionary team. They need to be the ones dictating the pace. So maybe in the future, when they're set up for this overshield, maybe they need to make a push over towards like blue or flowers or something like that, get a kill or 2, and then collapse into their own spot that they already had under control.
Oh, the fact that they got Overshield but still have not really been able to take a sizable lead, it just felt like the Overshield at that point was just a presence pickup, right? They got the Overshield, and that kind of put the fear into Trifecta, made them play a little slower, and that will give them the sniper rifle, but no crazy lead has been built up quite yet. That's going to be Spartan's job to see if he can make that happen.
Yeah, and this is a little scary for Trifecta right now. We saw during some of those passive times when Overshield was coming up, they weren't able to acquire a lot of kills. When they had the sniper before in Rain's hands and it was kind of a neutral or slower period, obviously Rain and the Trifecta squad were able to pick that up and pull ahead a little bit. But when I think of Trifecta and seeing how they're being so much more successful earlier with like Musa being aggressive and players being aggressive, this is a tougher situation and scenario to break down. They had Overshield, they had Sniper, but it looks like somehow Trifecta are still able to break through. This is absolutely surprising. I was going to say that Trifecta were in trouble if they were going to play this slow, but somehow able to pick up the pace, get a few kills, and now they have control and the lead.
Trifecta only knows one speed, and that is very fast, because that is how they push onto their opponents and don't give them any kind of breathing room there. And Spartan tried to go for some no-scopes because he didn't have anyone there to protect him. Now Rain gets that sniper back. We're at 2 kills once again in favor of Trifecta. 1 minute and 23 seconds left on the clock. Overshield's going to be up in a few.
Sabinator just snuck on over there. We keep wondering how they get those overshields.
Oh, he got it! He got it!
Both those players grab at the same time. Musa comes out ahead. Huge shout out to the coaches here on Trifecta and Elevate, clearly on top of their times. Musa winning that by a fraction of a second, and this could be what they need to close out the game, Golden Boy.
1 minute remaining in this matchup here. Musa's gonna find a player right in front of him, gets the melee onto him. Now we're into the final minute of the game. Sniper's gonna be in the hands of one of the members of Elevate, but that's gonna be the kill coming in from Rain. 4 kills separate these two teams. Rain with the sniper and only 1 in the chamber, but he's gonna bring this gun back over to his side. 40 seconds left. Elevate need to make a move or they're out of this competition.
And Trifecta, are they just gonna try to push and close this out? Rain gets one of the kills that they need.
One more.
Only 1 kill away from taking out Elevate.
Oh, he manages to get the double kill. 24 seconds for Rain with the stop. And that is going to be sweet, sweet victory for Trifecta. And look at that. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Rhino just getting right up in Spartan's face.
Just obviously yelling at each other. They are very emotional in this heated moment here. Huge, huge victory there for Trifecta in a close game 5.
Unbelievable. Hey, you know what? I'm glad that we're here with the Gears of War guys. Maybe some of these players are taking some notes. You know, take some notes. You saw praise yesterday. What a game, though. Really, both teams earned that game. Whether it was Trifecta coming out with the win, but how well Elevate played, it was a hard-fought matchup.
Yeah, what a ridiculous match. Think about those last 4 games, how close every single one of them were. 4 kills on each of the Slayers, 6 points in the Oddball, and 1 flag is the difference between getting into the top 4 and getting 5th/6th, as Kyle would like to say.
There's the post-game Carnage report there for a brief moment. We had, was that 18 kills for Rain. He was the lead sniper in that game, taking faces. Damage-wise, nothing that's really standing out to me, but really
Musa. Guess
Musa
what?
Again? Oh, yeah.
Surprise, dude. He got most
Surprise,
damage.
Surprise.
Got you again. So yeah, dude, he's just output so much damage. Musa's absolute tank. I was incredibly impressed from Trifecta to break through in that scenario. They were stuck over in yard/loop.
Yep.
You had sniper/overshield in the hands Elevate.
Cards were stacked against them.
Yeah, they were against them, and they somehow made a push through, and not only just got 2 or 3 kills, it was like 2 or 3 unanswered kills. That's unheard of. To break through on Plaza, it is so tough. Someone has to be that sacrificial lamb that goes out in the open. You have to put yourself in a vulnerable position in order to generally pick up kills over on the far side of Plaza.
Well, the journey ends here for Elevate. Trifecta march on, but it's only going to get more challenging from here. And Trifecta's going to have to bring that A game if they want to get into the top 4 here in New Orleans. But that's going to do it for myself and Walshy. Let's send it over to Lottie and the crew to break it all down.
Not quite. I'm almost as pretty as Lottie. I'm getting there. But I've had a few interviews with Ryan Oob over the course of the years. I haven't seen a smile like this in quite some time. What does this win mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. You know, getting back into the top 6, being a good team like Elevate. It was a fun series, and you know, too hyped, too coarse to really give a better answer than that.
Now, we saw you kind of get in the face of Spartan a little bit. There has been some questionable words said between you two. Surely this is a big moment for you. I know that you wanted to kind of just prove that you were the better player.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a top 8 player his entire career. He got lucky, he got overrated, got on some good teams that carried him. This event, he didn't have that. This event, he did not have a team to carry him, and we beat him.
I'm lost for words, but you've had your chance. You earned this chance to say those words. Next up, you guys face Reciprocity. That's going to be a really, really, really tough game. How's the team feeling about that one?
Oh, we're coming off this win. We're hyped, so hopefully we can bring that in the next series.
A lot of momentum to be had. Best of luck in the rest of the tournament, my dude. Lottie, now it is your turn on the desk.
Thank you very much, Dan. And you are right, you are just as pretty as me, if not more. So, gentlemen, what an amazing game that was. Game 5. I love seeing a Game 5, and what a push from both teams here. I mean, it was really down to the wire. I can't really say much more than that. It was just so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Oob got his revenge there after losing previously in the tournament. You know, the pressure was on Elevate this match. The pressure was on them, and especially seeing that. We were just talking about that. The play with Musa, getting that overshield, slipping through in Game 5, sealing the deal. I mean, the plays this man's putting on, we've seen him really start to shine throughout this past year. We saw him at DreamHack Denver really kind of pop up. But Musa, he has been making clutch play after clutch play throughout this tournament.
Gentlemen, let's take a look at map number 1 and we'll dive into this straight away. So it was Strongholds on Plaza. Now Elevate took control earlier on here, and it was very back and forth. Clutch, looking at this, how do you think they both fared?
Yeah, it went, you're right, Lottie, it did go back and forth at the beginning. And it continued to be like that until one camo that Elevate was able to secure. And then we saw it was Sabinator with the shotgun towards the end of the game. I think he picked up the shotgun. He played it real slow in yard. And then from there, he went on a killing spree, picked up another camo. And the game was basically over. His team took complete control. And Elevate just ran over him.
Yeah, I think it was power-up control. I mean, I don't know exactly how many we had Elevate get versus Trifecta, but it was like a 70-30 or an 80-20. They were getting almost all of them, and it was awesome. You're pointing out Musa, Mike. The fact that he got that play, he's always been consistent, but he hasn't really had any standout plays and performances that really kind of put him on the map. I think that grab was insane.
Strong side, map number 2, it was Slayer on Truth. Now, Trifecta answered back in style.
Yeah, I mean, this was down to the wire again. I mean, back and forth. You thought Trifecta, they were going to be able to close it out. And you see Elevate really just standing strong. And then Trifecta, they come back. They come back. Musa picking up kill after kill. And it's a back and forth battle. But this just goes to show, you look at a team like Trifecta and you look at a team like Elevate, I mean, neither one of them are ever going to give up. Neither one of them, they're never going to think they're completely out of it. They could be down by 10, down by 15, but they're always going to be fighting for that win, and they always have that opportunity to come back. And so many of these replays, we're checking out Musa, kill after kill. I mean, I just feel like Musa was the key factor for this team throughout the series.
Absolutely, Sad. I completely agree with you. I mean, we saw him drop 20 kills in that game too, and he made that play at the end, but it was really Musa that left a lot on the table from yesterday's series. He really wasn't shooting well. His decision, he was losing a lot of individual fights, and we didn't really state it yesterday because there was so much to highlight from the plays that were being made yesterday, but Musa completely picked his game up, and he was really the difference maker in this series.
Now, map number 3, Elamite, we had Oddball on Echelon, the new game type and the new map. It was a very close start and a very close game in general, and Elevate just had the smarter play to take them to the win.
Yeah, I mean, with a back and forth series like this, sometimes with these game types, especially a new one, you just have no idea how it's going to play out. And it was a great job, or it's awesome having the series be all tied up going into this one. And we saw amazing plays from both teams and good setups, and you knew the communication there, and it kind of like definitely hinted towards the rest of the series and how good it was going to be when you're already 118, or it's like 101 to 101, essentially tied neck and neck. Musa's face is so priceless there. These guys were so involved in this series, so much on the line, so much more than a placing. I think what I want to not happen is I don't want Trifecta's tournament to end right now. I don't want that series to be the finals for them. I'm hoping they can continue it on.
Clutch, map number 4. It was Capture the Flag on Refuge. I think this map is absolutely fantastic. Now, it was a really interesting game and very close at the end, but obviously Trifecta took it home.
Right, this game was another nail biter in this series. You saw Trifecta actually get off to a 2-0 start. I thought they were going to steamroll them, and we were going to see a game 5 a lot earlier than we actually did, because Elevate was able to regain control and kind of get this game back to a 2-2 tied up. And at that point, once a team's up 2-0 in a game, and then they kind of start thinking about game 5. And all of a sudden, the other team starts getting map control. They make a couple of plays, and all of a sudden, they find themselves tied up 2-2. And you no longer are thinking about that game 5. You gotta regain control and get to game 5. And I didn't know if Trifecta was going to be able to do it after we saw Elevate get these 2 caps, but they did calm it down. They slowed it down. They were able to get one more flag cap and brought us to the game 5 where we all know what happened.
And that was through a clutch play by Shooter. Racked up that triple kill at the end of the game and led to that 3rd and final flag capture in a very scary moment, because Wes and I were talking about it too. When you're up 2-0, you start feeling confident, start thinking about game 5, and then when it's tied 2-2, panic mode can easily set in.
Of course, but it wasn't over there. We did see a game 5. Strong side, it was Plaza Slayer. Now, Rain was absolutely incredible. His snipe skill was just on point.
Yep, and to kick it off, there it is with the snipe, taking down Sabinator. Sabinator was able to get some control of the overshields throughout the game, but later we'll see the overshield that Elevate was not able to get control of. Rain continuing on with that sniper fiesta, just time and time again throughout this game, but even while hitting all these shots, the game was still fairly close, and Elevate were able to hang on and not let them pull too far away. And we didn't see really Trifecta to just like completely just manhandle them and get control of the map, keep them at bay, whether it's back in cafe or yard, and we saw control going back and forth with the sniper. But here's where the play of the game. Musa getting the overshield right out of Sabinator's hands. It's literally in Sabinator's hands, just sweeps in, takes it away, and that closed out the game.
You know, we can see the desperation in this gameplay. Both teams really wanted to win, and we saw that very clearly on stage as well, gentlemen. I mean, the rivalry was real. Looking at that and looking at the emotion that was there, and especially in the interview with Gaskin as well, I mean, any comments on it?
I think this was the closest series of the tournament we've had so far. Looking at all the scorelines of those games, there were no, maybe we had some 3-2s, but not like, 50-46. And that was the biggest lead of the game was 4 kills, 150 to 144 on time, 3-2 in flag. Like, this was the closest series we've seen. And even if you look at the overall series score or map count with these guys, Elevate's ahead 5-4. Because of that 3-1 earlier they had. So it was just a great overall play. These two teams are neck and neck. It's unfortunate for Elevate that the Trifecta had their number here today, but these two teams were just, dead even in my eyes.
Well, Ryan Noob made it known that he was not very happy with his fellow enemy. And the rivalry with Spartan, here it is on your screen right here. And we saw exactly how angry they both are with each other. I mean, Ryan Noob, he knows he's won. He's got the upper hand here, but he's just trying to wind him up, I think.
Lottie, I actually love what I'm seeing right there. It brings me back to the days where I played and we have beef with so many. We used to have beef with other players on the scene due to past teammates or scrims online or something. A lot of the top teams, they're really close here in today's game, but back then it used to be really heated. Kyle, Straight Rippin' and I did not get along. So when I played Straight Rippin' at a tournament, they were gonna hear about me coming back and reverse sweeping them, and I was gonna hear about me getting beat if it happened, but it didn't. Thank the Lord.
Except for the reverse sweep that happened.
And I heard about it. But, I love seeing passion out of these players and personality. And it all started on Twitter way before the series ever took place. And we knew these two teams were going to match up against each other. It started with an online scrim. And, what a better way for it to happen that Ryan Noob gets knocked into the losers bracket by Spartan, and then they fight all the way through losers bracket, get back to this series. And Spartan, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you gotta knock them out. You can't just knock them down. You have to knock them out of the tournament for it to be your word at the end of the day.
I'm kind of curious, if you guys both assembled a team today, who's winning here?
Well, you beat me in the last caster matches, but yeah, I don't even need to comment on that.
We did take the caster match. We did take the caster match. Oh, GB was on that other team too.
GB lost the caster match. We never aired it.
Yeah, it never got aired, unfortunately. So that needs to get aired.
We'll have to have a rematch at some stage just to give the viewers what they want. Let's have a look at the schedule and see what we've got coming up today. So.